Hey guys, this is Tuhin here and welcome to my online tutorial of Architechniques. Today I'm going to be talking a bit more about how to shade an object before advancing further with detailed shades to be created in 1-point and 2-point perspective. So I'm going to be shading a closed boundary here in different ways and show you different options for your objects to be shaded in. So the first thing that we need to start off today with is drawing a straight line from different directions like left to right and right to left. Try to get a measure of the darkness of your pencil too by going from light to dark. Create light lines in different angles and then darken them. So that's gonna get your hand flowing freely across your paper. The next thing that you can try is creating series of lines repetitive around a smaller area and at an angle, repeating them in a smaller area, in some cases going from light to dark. So just get a little more familiar with the kind of pencil that you're using. So after this I'm going to start filling a closed boundary, kind of a rectangular one that I've drawn here. This is going to be giving our hand a bit more accuracy for filling in a closed edge boundary, because you're gonna be worrying a bit about not going too far out of the edges. So the first kind of shading that we are gonna try is called hatching. I'm gonna choose an angle my hand would go freely, and I'm gonna start drawing repetitive lines to fill this shape right here. So obviously some of the lines would cross over the edges, but you can always make it up by darkening the boundary after you have put in the shading. The second type of shading is called cross hatching, where I'm going to start off with hatching in one direction and then I'm going to be choosing a complementary angle for giving a different layer of hatching. So if I wanted to make the top a bit more darker, I would start adding a different layer of hatching in a different direction. So the more darker you want your area to be, you can keep adding these kind of layers. One more thing that you can try is creating gradients. So here I start creating the lines horizontally, and as I reach the lower bottom half, I'll keep increasing the spaces between the lines and I'll keep reducing the darkness of them, and I can do the same for the lower part too. So all the set of lines here is going from dark to light. So let's say now I try to shade the rectangular shape here. I'll start giving a hatching in the first direction. Then let's say if I wanted to make the bottom half darker, I would add another layer of cross hatching in the complementary direction, going from light to dark. So in a sketch, we use shading for two different reasons. One is for creating textures of the kind of planes that we are shading, and the other is to give shadows. So I'm just gonna draw a thin boundary over this shape, and I'm gonna shade this boundary with one kind of hatching. I'll darken the border here and give like a kind of a thickness to this shape. So let's say we are making a curved figure. So accordingly to the surface that I am shading to, my strokes would change. So if I'm doing a curved surface here, I would be using curved lines to do my hatching. So whenever we are hatching, we are just going to be keeping the kind of texture of plane that we are shading on. If it's flat, the hatching would be flat, and if it's curved, it would go accordingly. Now let's say I have to fill shading in for this shape I'm drawing here, which has two folds and one edge is curved. So here I'm going to show the first fold with hatching, and I'm going to choose the first set of lines to be from top to bottom. I could have chosen them to be horizontally, but that's not going to give me an idea clearly about the paper folding there. So these are the kind of directions of hatching that I'm going to be using for this shape. For the curved shape, I have chosen the lines to go horizontally, as I think my shape will be more visible through this kind of hatching, which obviously you're going to choose every time for the shape you are shading in. So now that you can see that my shape has already gotten a kind of depth because of the hatchings that I've used. Now to make the third fold more visible, I'm going to add another complementary hatching. So now I have a shape drawn here by 2-point perspective, which we are going to try filling the shading for. So firstly I'm going to choose the direction of my light source, which would be somewhere on the left top corner of the page. So according to this stretch here, I'm going to choose the planes where the shadows are going to be there, which will be all the planes on the right hand side, and those shapes which are going to be overlapped by the larger shapes. So according to the sketch here, most of the right portion would be shaded and the lower portion of the house would be shaded because of the cantilever shape I am getting there. So we are going to start shading the selected planes here. So I can choose two different directions to hatch. One would be along the perspective lines and the other would be vertically downwards. I'm going to start giving different gradients to each plane so that they can be distinguished between themselves. And for the lower plane here, I'm going to be using the hatchings in that direction itself. The same goes for the bigger shapes as well. So just keep in mind the planes you're shading and you'll get the directions along with it. So that's how the shape is going to look after you have finished with the shading of it. Hope you guys had fun watching this, so like, share and subscribe.